Okay. So here we're inserting using the table level. So table level we're defining at the, after defining all the columns, so we are defining the constraint name here. So based on this constraint name, so this record is inserted A179. Suppose if I say -5 or suppose 150. Okay. So you can say B to 150. Then it is throwing the error. This is the our constraint name stu underscore c1 marks violated. Because it should be below or equals to this 0 and 100. Then one record is inserted. So that means in the table level how we are defining constraint, after all the columns we have to define the constraint name here. So one more, create table xxstu check underscore who underscore 09. So employee name, sorry, ename, salary and check constraint. Check ename is equals to lower of ename and salary greater than 8,000. So this in this example we are giving the check constraint at the table level and the both the columns we are verifying. Ename should be lower of ename and salary greater than 8,000. Then only it will accept into this table. So table is created. Now I'm going to insert records. Insert into xx underscore stu underscore check underscore 2 underscore 09. Values. So for the name, I can give ABC or something, ABCD, comma. Salary should be greater than or equal greater than 8,000 only. Okay. Then it should be, shall I give 9,000? So this is check constraint violated. So what is the requirement here? Enum should be lower. Then how to give ABCD, small letters. It is verifying the enum part here and check enum is equals to lower of enum only. Then only it will accept. So we are given capital ABCD so that it is throwing the error. Now change it to small ABCD and that is one row it is inserted. Same way, suppose if I insert another record here, ABCD XYZ I am giving and salary 7,000 only I am giving. Then again it is throwing the error, constraint error. That means on the two columns we are giving the check constraint. That is at a time we are applying the check constraint on the two columns here. Okay. Check ename is equals to lower of ename and salary greater than 8,000. When both the conditions are matching, then only this record will be inserting into table. Okay. And same way, we can have the some other options also here. Create table xxemp underscore check underscore 09. So employee number, employee name, varchar2, salary number, department number, check department number in 10, 20, 30 only. So how many ways we are using this check constraint? So here we are using the check ename is equals to lower ename and salary greater than 8,000. And here in this above example, marks between 0 and 100. That means this column value should be between 0 and 100. Here this column value should be greater than 8,000 and here this column should be lower of ename only. Same way now, here department number, check department number in in operator we are using here 10, 20, 30. That means within the this value department number should be then only it will accept the record. So one more, nothing. This is okay. Okay. Now table is created. When you insert into this, employee number I am giving 1, employee name can give ABC, salary I am giving 7,500, and department number. Suppose if I give department number 40, then it is throwing the constant error. It should be between the 10, 20, 30. Within this range only, it will accept. Now, one row inserted. So, ABCD I am giving, and here I am giving 5,500, and department number I am giving 10. Record is inserted. 3 ABCD I am giving, and here 3,500. If I say 100, department number 100, it will throw the error. Okay. And you can say department number not null also. You can use this. Create table xxcmp underscore check underscore 03 underscore 09. Employee number, employee name, salary, department number. Check department number is not null. Okay. So here if you see this, check constant I am using on this department number, and also on the department number, it is I am using not null constant here. So here I am using the department number on the department number column. So check constant I am using this check constant. Department number is not null. I am using here so that it will verify. It should be department number should be some value. Then only it will accept it. Okay. Then I will use this. Insert into this is employee check 0 3 underscore. Values I'm giving 1, employee name ABCDE, and salary 3,500, department number. So it should be some value. Here in the above example, we are using 10, 20, 30, but here there is no option like that. So you can use any department number, but it should not be null value. So one row inserted. Suppose if I am giving null value here. Okay. So null value I am giving so that it will throw the constraint error. So here which constraint error it is? So this is not null constraint and check constraint. Both it is verifying. What it will do check constraint? It will verify this department number is null or not null. So based on that, it is throwing the error. Next we have the default constraint. It is used to insert the default values. Why we use this constraint? So it is used to insert the default values whenever there is no value populated. Suppose we are creating the table xxcmp default underscore 09. So employee number, employee name, salary. So this number default 100 I am giving. This is the column level constraint here. So we are using the salary number default 1000. So table is created. I am going to insert some values into this. insert into xx underscore emp underscore default underscore 09 values. Employee number 1 I am giving. So employee name, insert AB, comma, salary. Salary, how much salary I have to give? Here, default is 100, it is there. Okay, so you can give any salary, 4,000 I am giving. So this record will be inserted. Okay. So suppose I am giving null value here. So I am giving null. So then also it is one row inserted. We are giving AB3. And here instead of the null, suppose if I pass only these two values, will it accept? So not enough value it is saying. That means we have to provide the 3 column values, but we are providing only 2 column values only, so that it will throw the error. Then what do we have to do? Only to insert the 2 column values. What we have to do here? You have to mention the column names. Employee number, comma, ename values, this one. One row inserted. Now check this table. xx underscore emp underscore default underscore 09. So this is the first record it is inserted. 1 AB 4000. Second record 2 AB2 null value. And third record 3 AB3 1000 it is inserted. So it got inserted because we are using the default constant here. Default 1000. That means whenever there is a no value we are inserting for this column, so automatically it is going to insert 1000 here. Okay. So but when you insert some value, that value will be taking. Otherwise, suppose if you insert null value, then null only accepting. But whenever you are omitting this column, so here I am not taking the column here, so that it is inserting 1000 here. Suppose if I say 4 AB4, then record is inserted with the default value. Suppose if I say only employee number only, I am inserting here. So values is a 5 only. Not using this also. Okay. So one row inserted. Check this. So here, fifth record, ename null it is there, but salary automatically default value inserted 1000 here. So if you insert ename, then the employee number will be null and ename is XYZ, salary is 1000. Suppose if you insert ename comma salary, then XYZ 1 I am giving comma salary. If I say null value here, so value is inserted here with the null value. Okay. So like this is the constant it will works. So you have to, whenever you are omitting this column, default column, constant column, if you omit, then automatically what are the default value for that you mentioned, that value is inserted into this column. Otherwise, what are the value you are providing for that, that value will be inserted here. The same way you can take this. One more example. Create table XXSU detail default underscore 1 underscore 09. Serial number, S name, nation I am giving. So nation default is India I am taking here. Okay. So whenever you are taking this value, insert into XX underscore stu underscore default underscore 09 values 1 comma a comma, and suppose I'll provide complete name here, India. The record is inserted. Now suppose to be whatever it means, small also it will accept. If I say US, then record is inserted. So here null value also it will insert accept here. So I'm providing the null value. That also it is accepted. So when it will give default India, so we have to mention only here serial number, comma, S name, values. You can say 4, and you can say here D. Then, so before that, we'll check the table, whatever existing. So it is having the 1A India, 2B US, 3C null it is there. Now I'm going to insert fourth record, 4D only I'm inserting. Okay. So nation I have not inserted any value here. So then automatically it is inserted IND. Okay. Same way you can have the numbers in the column, department number or anywhere number column also you can use. Not only for the varchar 2, you can use for the number data type also. Create table xxemp default underscore 09. Need to specify the data type for this column. Okay. So here department number you have to provide first. Number data type, and here this employee number, e-name, job, salary, department number. So department number data type, and default should be 10. That means whenever your name already used by another argument. So now the table is created. Whenever inserting the values, so if you omit this default department number, so default will be inserted 10. Otherwise, whatever the value you are providing, that number will be inserted. Can we insert into our table name? And I have to mention this column column names, comma, job, comma, salary, values. I'll give employee number 1, comma, name A I'm giving, and job, you can say manager, and salary 15,000. So only these column values only I'm giving. Department number I'm not inserted here. The table name. So automatically default value for this department number 10 it is inserted. Okay. This is about the default. So next we have the unique constraint. So unique constraint, it is allow only unique values. It does not allow duplicate records. It accepts more than one null value. So a table allow more than one unique key. It restricted the duplicate values but accepting the null values into column. So unique key why will use? So to restrict the duplicate values, we'll use the unique constraint. Here it will allow null values but not the duplicate values. So unique key at the column level. So column level means we have to provide at the end of the column. So we have to provide the constraint name here. So create table XXEMP unique underscore 09 I'm giving employee number unique. So here number data type unique constraint I am saying. Employee name varchar2 of 20 and not null I am giving. Salary number check constraint salary greater than or equals to 5,000. Nation varchar of 20 default India I am giving. Okay. So in this unique constraint how many? This is the table I am going to create. In this I am using the unique constraint, not null constraint and check constraint and default constraint. All the constraints I am using here. This is the at the column level. So that means after each column mentioning, so we are providing the constraint name here. Okay, table is created. Now insert into this table xx underscore emp underscore unique 09. So here values means all the values which you are giving, then you can give without the column names here. So that I am giving 100 comma employee name A and salary. Salary should be greater than or equals to 5,000. Suppose if I say 3,000 comma nation I am giving India. Values 1, 2, 3, 4 values only 1, 2, 3, 4. Comma missing. Insert into table name values 100 by number 100 name. Okay, single quote missing. Okay, so miss it the single quote so that it is giving the different type of error here. If you see what is the error here, ORA-00917 missing comma it is saying, but what is missing here? So it is single quote is missing for this varchar2 data type, so that it is giving the error. Insert into XXEMP unique underscore 09 values 100A 3000 India. So here it is violated the check constraint. That is salary should be more than 5,000 or equals to 5,000. Then if I say 5,000, then it is going to insert this record. One row inserted here. Okay. Same way, suppose if you want to insert one more record here, insert into this one 101 B 6,000 USA I am giving. Okay. Suppose if I am giving here also 100. So employee number I am giving same value. So insert into this table name values 100 B 6,000 USA. But as per this unique constraint, so it should not be duplicate value. So here the employee number is coming as a duplicate so that it is throwing the error. So you have to provide unique value for the employee number. Okay. But here you can provide the employee name is not null only, but same value you can give A also here. Now record is inserted. Okay. Same way, if you insert this one, 102 I'm giving, and here B and 7,000 I'm giving, and here nation I'm giving null value here. Okay. Null, it is going to insert the null values here. XX underscore EMP underscore. So first record 100A, 5,000 India inserted. Second record 101A, 6,000 USA it is inserted. Third record 102B, 7,000 null it is inserted. When it will insert India, so if you remove this column, insert into table name XX underscore EMP underscore unique underscore 09. Within the column names you have to take employee number, comma, ename, comma, salary, values. Then employee number, shall I give 100 again or 102? And C, and salary 10,000 I am giving. Okay, only 3 columns. Fourth column I am not going to insert, but it will throw the error. Why? Because this is unique key on this employee number, so that we should not use the same value. We have to give unique value here. Now the row is inserted. Okay. Now here automatically India is inserted here. Only 3 column values were populated here. So fourth column value by default it is taken because of this default constraint. Okay. So this is about the column level. What about the table level? So table level means we have to define the constraint at the after defining all the columns. So create table XX unique key constraint underscore 09, serial number, S name, marks, and unique constraint on the serial number, S name. So that means on this combination, so it should not be, there should not be any duplicate here. Okay. So create table XX unique constraint underscore 09, serial number, S name, marks. So this is the column, 3 columns I am taking. But in this constraint I am mentioning at the last here after mentioning all the columns I am using this constraint unique constraint is called as a table level constraint. So here I am taking the unique key constraint and here on these columns serial number and S name. So table is created. Now I am going to insert some records into this. So I can say here underscore 09. So row is inserted. So one more record as per this insert into unique constraint values. Again I'm giving 1000. So same value for this serial number I'm giving the 1000, but name I'm giving B here. See the difference here. So previous example here if you say 100 again or 102 again, it is throwing the error. But here in this where table level constraint we are using, so that combination of these columns serial number and S name. In this column, any duplicate is there, then it won't accept. But individual columns, it will accept the duplicate values. If you see here, again 100 I am 1000 I am giving here, but name is B I am giving. So it is inserted. As per the unique key constraint, it should not be duplicate. But here it is accepting. Why? Because unique is defined on the table level. On the table level, these 2 column combinations. Okay. So on this 2 column combination, it should not be any duplicate value, so that it is accepted here. So suppose third record I am taking same. Okay. I am inserting the third record. Suppose if I say here 101 B here. Okay. So on this column, this is also inserted. Now again, I'm trying to insert this. Here I give 60,000. Same B I'm giving. So then it is constraint error. It is violated. So that means in this column, in this two column combination, it is already record is there here. 1000 B it is there. So that 1000 B it is giving the error. Suppose if I say 1001 also. 1001 if I say here 50. Then in this combination also duplicate is there. So that it will throw the error. Suppose if I say 101 C here or A. So in this combination is there 101 A, it is not there. So this record is going to insert it. Okay. So here if you see this serial number as name, same way serial number as name, there is no duplicate combination. But in the individual column wise, if you say here it is duplicate, is the duplicate, but here also duplicate it is coming. But when you are defining the column level on these two columns, unique key constraint, on this two column combination, it will verify. Okay. But when in the previous example, what happened here? Only on this column, employee number column, unique key constraint we mentioned, this is the column level, so that on this column only it will verify is there any duplicate value is there or not. So it will not allow the duplicate on the employee number here. But whereas here it is allowing the duplicates individual columns, but combination of the columns, S name and serial number. In this combination, there should not be any duplicate values. So when you apply unique constraint on a group of columns, then we call it as a composite unique constraint. Okay. In this mechanism, individual columns are accepting duplicate values, but duplicate combination of the columns data is not allowed here. Okay. So any doubts? So we'll continue tomorrow with some other constraint names. Okay.
సార్ వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో జాయిన్ చేస్తున్నారు.
ఓకే, ఒకసారి మీ నంబర్ నాకు పింక్ చేయండి 9704442428 చాట్లో పింక్ చేస్తున్నాను. నా నంబర్ దీనికి పింక్ చేయండి, మీ నంబర్ పింక్ చేయండి, మీ నంబరు పేరు పింక్ చేస్తే నేను యాడ్ చేస్తాను దాంట్లో. ఓకే, విల్ కంటిన్యూ టుమారో.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Yeah, okay.